All right, let's get to my next guest of the evening, singer, songwriter, and you can also catch him at the Whale Bird Festival. He's actually going to perform day two of that weekend on the 29th, 12:45 p.m. at the Borough Stage. I bring you Grayson Jenkins. He's joining me right now. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Appreciate you being on as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man.
Hey man, so we'll definitely get into Whalebird and how you feeling about that. We're gonna definitely get into that in just a bit. Um, but first things first, man. Let's start off with your musical journey. How did you get started into music?
Yeah, for me, it was a little bit later start, I think, than most of my peers doing this thing full time. I got a guitar in high school, played it for a few months, and then put it down for several years, and then revisited it. Went to school at the University of Kentucky and had a roommate that played guitar, and we just kind of became infatuated with it. And he would play, and I would sing, and then eventually I started picking up the guitar again. Um, so yeah, I was probably about 20 at the time. I really started digging in and trying to learn how to play and cover songs, and started writing songs when I was about 21. So going on about 10 years of playing, but I have so many bandmates and friends and stuff that started playing at 5, 6 years old, and all throughout school and band and stuff like that. So in a lot of ways, I feel like I've been playing catch up on that front. But for me, I've always been drawn to music, especially from a young age. I was pretty infatuated with music videos and just music in general. A lot of it was just kind of what was fed to me on the radio and TV that I had access to. So it was a long time before I discovered like indie music and more up and coming type stuff. But for no real reason, I don't really come from a musical family. Didn't really I was Church of Christ, so it was all a cappella, so there wasn't a lot of musical instruments around. But for some reason, was just always really drawn to it, and then realized that it was something I could pursue a little bit later in life.
Yeah, man. So I've been following your music for the past several years. Um, I'm
Cool.
literally mutual friends with some of fellow musicians you have done shows with in the past, and I keep seeing Grayson Jenkins' name. Um, just with guys like Eric Bolander, guys like Noah Smith and Derek Spencer, and a plethora of country artists, Americana artists. Um, having said all that, you know how people like to categorize people or put them in a box, like trying to figure out what kind of music do they do per se. Um, having said all that, how would you describe the type of music that you do?
Yeah, that is such an interesting question nowadays, where uh, people are influenced by so much music uh, from the past that it's kind of hard to put the genres are a little bit dated. Um, so for me, I like to lead with singer songwriter, because I think for the longest time, and I still do say country music a lot, but that's not really that's such a wide range of things that it could be. And some of my stuff is definitely not country. It's more in the line of rock and roll or folk music. And um, so a lot of times I say country folk rock, roots rock, that kind of stuff is generally what I lead with. But for me personally, I like to think about it as being a singer songwriter first and foremost, and then however we present those songs with the band is just kind of what they're going to be. And Americana also, that kind of encompasses a lot of things. For better or worse, it's a good place to land, but also it's so kind of vague that it's hard to really find a good way to say Americana and still focus in on what you actually do.
Right, absolutely, man. So earlier this year, you released a three-song EP. entitled Turning Tides. The song, your first single, is Mockingbird. I played that song earlier today. I love the song. Fascinating record. I definitely enjoy the song. Talk about pulling out Turning Tides, and what made you decide to name it Turning Tides.
Yeah, I think it was just the imagery that kind of comes along with that, and just the nature of that song itself. Was just kind of a changing of the guard and uh, you know a new awakening kind of, and so that just kind of became the theme for the album itself. And so yeah, that EP is actually just a collection of singles, and then the full record will be out. 10-song record will be out August 27th, and it's under the name Turning Tides. Um, so it just kind of became the theme song for that record because there's a lot of darker moments in my life that are captured through songs on that record. And for me, Turning Tides is really the point where things started to tilt, and I started to find a little more positive light in my life. And so it's just kind of a theme song for me. And I think there's a lot of positivity and imagery and stuff attached to just those two words. And it made sense to kind of build the album around that concept.
Okay, so you basically giving them an appetizer right now with this
Yeah,
Turning
yeah,
Tide EP.
just a
So
little sampler.
you're a sampler, a little sneak peek, if you will. But for the time being, you got three songs to rock with. Turning Tides, Mockingbird, and Low Down Lady. You can check out the EP on all the platforms, and he's gonna release the album a little bit later. Um, and let's get into the Whale Bird Festival. It's coming up. It's really happening, given this ongoing pandemic and all. Um, there's a lot of big names in this card. Guys like Dave Matthews Band, Leon Bridges, Billy Strings, Jason Isbell, The War and the Tweety. Um, the list goes on, and some local acts are in there, like yourself. How does it feel, man, to be part of this pack festival, and having it back at the grounds of Keelan? How you feeling just being part of this festival?
Man, it's really, really special to me. Knowing and looking up to so many of those artists on that bill, and like crafting my own sound based on some of those big name acts that are on the bill that really influenced me to play music and write music, and then to be able to be part of it in the not my hometown but my home base for the past decade, to be able to play the biggest music event that's happened here in a long, long time, and release the album the same weekend is just really, really special to me. And I think the first thing I'm going to do when I get there is buy a poster and make sure it gets uh, stowed away in my van, for safekeeping, because that's something, no matter what else happens in my career, this is something that I think I'll remember, and as a really, really special moment for me and my band and friends and family that have supported me from the jump. And yeah, just feel really, really lucky, and also just super happy and pumped that it's actually going to happen, because we were on the bill last year, and then things got canceled, obviously, and so just wondering if it was going to happen this year, and was just elated to find out that we were on the bill, and that honestly they had upgraded the lineup, in my opinion, quite a bit, which is some of the acts that they added, and so to see our name alongside theirs is pretty damn special.
Yeah. So, and it's at Keeneland. You know,
Yeah,
anybody knows Keeneland. That's one of the places to be in the city of Lexington. So for them to be able to have a 2-day music festival at Keeneland, um, I was at the first festival 2 years ago, literally a little over 2 years ago. The atmosphere is incredible, and it was also fun to see some of my local music friends be at this festival. And you are on the bill, and also a good friend, Nicholas Jameson. He's on there as well. So y'all
Yeah.
literally the only people that I've interviewed that's going to be on this festival. So that's pretty cool. And now, after all these years, seeing your name in all these bills and all these shows, I'm literally going to get to see Grayson Jenkins perform in person for the first time. So this is pretty
No
awesome.
pressure.
Yeah, yeah. So by the way, the festival is sold out. So if you're trying to get tickets, you missed out. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So don't try to get the bootleg tickets at Keelan. That ain't gonna work. It's sold out. So and obviously what they taking the safety precautions, proof of vaccination cards, and or a negative COVID-19 test before you enter the festival, for the safety of the performers and the attendees and such. So go check that out. Grayson, man, good talking to you, man. Great having you on. I also see that you got some other shows after the festival. I see you got some shows lined up. Go ahead and promote those shows. Where else can people see Grayson Jenkins perform?
Cool, man. I appreciate that. It will be up around Chicago and Yorkville, Illinois on September 10th. And then making the rounds a couple other places. Let me check my schedule real quick. Um, yeah, and then we'll be at Alley on Main in Paintsville on September 24th, and Richmond, Kentucky on October 2nd, and then going up into Northern Kentucky and Ohio in October. One of those we get to support Lara Lynn, who's great if y'all haven't listened to her. But yeah, making the rounds and got plenty of other things planned too that are just waiting to get confirmed and locked in. But trying to get out there as much as I can this fall.
All right, so check out their shows. Also, check out the new album on the 27th. That's 2 days before he hits the Railbird stage. So go check that out. You can also check out the Turning Tides EP that's available right now on the platforms. And his music is literally everywhere. So go to the platforms and go listen to his music. Um, and go buy the merch, go buy everything from Grayson. Very talented artist, very good guy. uh Great chatting with you, man. Thank you for your time, and pleasure to have you on the show with you having so much on the horizon. You take care, man. Thank you again. Be safe out there, and I'll see you at Wellbird in a few weeks.
That sounds awesome, man. I really appreciate it and look forward to meeting you in person there at Railbird.
All right, man. You have a good night.
All right, take care.
All right, bye bye.